Hi my friends, it's Tammy, and today it's time to talk about knitting. So this is what's on my needles and what I have finished since the last time. I'm trying to do these about once a month. I think that I've been a little bit late, at least posting them, maybe not recording them, but I am doing my best, but at least I am trying to have something done so that I can show you guys what I've been working on and what is finished. And I have a big finish. So I have a big FO, that is a finished object, and this is the old-fashioned sweater. This is for my husband. This is the first sweater I have made him. I still have a stitch marker on the back, this is to show, this is the back side, and I have not washed or blocked this yet. All of that stuff is still in our storage shed, which is on the property, but it's just not been a priority to get, especially since we aren't going to be wearing these woolens yet. So I have a few things that I still have my sweater that I need to wash and block, which is fine. I will get to it. I just haven't yet. And I think I might order some tags so I can put, like, I don't really like tags, but I was thinking if I had like an iron-on tag for the inside, then it would mark the back and he would always know which side was the back, because I can tell because of the short rows that I did, but he probably would not be able to. So I'm thinking I might do a tag, but I think this turned out so cute. This was a pattern. I love how it starts at the cables at the bottom. I love it. And he is tall and he has really long arms, and this is super stretchy with the ribbing, and it was just a really lovely pattern to work with. And it was called the Old Fashioned, and it is by Thea Coleman, who is all of her patterns, it seems, are named after drinks, and I think she even says cocktails or something like that. But if you look up Thea, Thea Coleman, Colman, I might try to put these in the notes, but I'm not going to promise you that I will. If that would be helpful, though, maybe I can do that, or at least plan on doing that in the future. Right now I'm getting so few views on these that I'm not sure that you guys would appreciate it, and it's a lot of work to do if nobody really wants it or cares. So just so you know, I did use Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted weight yarn, and this is the color Garnet Heather. So it is a beautiful burgundy color. It's lovely. It was great yarn to work with. It is a little woolly wool, but it's not itchy, or it's not gonna, he's had it on next to his skin and he didn't mind it. Of course, he hasn't worn it for long, but it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I'm super happy that I finished it, and super happy that he loves it, and it's a great project. So that's my first finished object, and I think I have 3 today. The second one is just a hat, and this I used Malabrigo Rios yarn in the color Pisces, and I love this color. I got it for the sweater that I made. I think I showed that in my first video, but this was the contrast color, and this was a really neat pattern too, if you can see all that. I don't know if I'm going to put a pom-pom on it. I'm trying to make some hats to have for Christmas presents. It is a floppy hat, like it's floppy, and it's really, really cute. This was called Cairn Beanie and Cowl. It's C-A-I-R-N, Cairn Beanie and Cowl. And obviously I just made the beanie, but like I said, I used Malabrigo Rios, which is one of my all-time favorite yarns. I love Malabrigo Rios. I love Malabrigo. I love their colors. I love how they're so soft, and the colors are just so vibrant. And I know I showed something last time that I did in Ravelry Red, but it was a Malabrigo yarn for that one too. So I used to stock up on it. I still have, but the problem is, when I used to stock up, I would buy like 1 skein of things. So it's like a 1 skein projects, which is good for something like this. But other times, you wish you had a sweater quantity or something. And depending on the size of the yarn, obviously depends on how much you need, and then it's hard to have a stash of all of that. So I'm trying to get better with that. But this is the second finished object. And then the third finished object is actually for my granddaughter. She is 3, and I did the Odilla Cape pullover. So this is what that looks like. And it's just little armholes here. But when you put it on, it kind of looks a little bit more like this. But it has the cute little pocket in the front for her to put her little hands. Oh, I think it's so cute. It's like a cute little oversized sweatshirt. I'm going to get some cute leggings, and I think I'm going to do a turtleneck or something similar to that for her underneath, and then she'll be set to go for the fall and even winter. I am super excited about it. She has seen it. She said she liked it, but she wouldn't try it on. She's 3 and she's a monkey. But I have another one in this one. I just want her to have, like, when we go to an apple orchard or something like that, so she can wear it. But I have another one that I'm thinking I might actually gift to her for Christmas. I haven't even started it, but it's in my wish listing, and it has a hood. So I've never done a hood either. So we'll see how that works. For this one, it's the ODILA Cape Pullover. Odilla Cape Pullover by Heidi May. She has some really cute pictures, and her knits, and her pictures are really cute. I don't know if it's her kids or what, but they are adorable. So check her out if you are interested in some younger or even older kid, easy. I mean, this was bulky weight, chunky weight yarn, and I used the Premier Yarns anti-pilling bamboo chunkies, and this is the color Earl Grey, and I used 2 skeins, and I didn't quite need both skeins, but I needed more than one for sure. And this is, what size did I make? Did I put on here? Well, goodness, why didn't I put what size I made? I don't know why I didn't put what size I made. I'll have to look, but well, let me see if I can. And I started this on July 20th and I finished it on July 22nd. So it did not take long at all. And actually, I think I remember I made the size 2 to 4, something like that, but I'm going to try to open it up. Sorry, I know. See, I'm still learning how to do all this. It's hard to do one person. Nope. The Velvet Acorn Designs is the name of her Ravelry store, I guess. Here we go. I can download it, and then perhaps I can look and see what size I made. I made the size 4-5, so it has a 27.5 inch chest circumference. So I made the size 4-5. And I just think it turned out really cute. Now, I do think I didn't exactly center this, but honestly, I think that makes it even a little more charming. I'm not going to try to recenter it. I had never done anything like that before, and trying to figure out how to do it. I think I did an okay job. It looks like it's, I mean, from the back side even, it's pretty, you can't even really tell that I did it, which is pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, I'd never done anything like that where you picked up and sewed on kind of a pocket onto a knitted thing, and you can see that the pocket goes the opposite direction. So it's by itself, like you knit that flat and then attach it. So I think it turned out really cute. I love the color. I think it's going to look really cute. She could wear blue jeans, she could wear little leggings, whatever, and she could even do like a patterned legging or whatever we decide we want to do. So those are my 3 finished objects. I think those turned out really cute. I am going to go to my Ravelry page and edit it and put that I put the size 4-5. Size made 4-5. She is 3, but I didn't want to make the size 3. Actually, it was a 2-3. So I didn't want to make size 2-3 knowing that she might probably grow out of it soon. So I didn't do that. And then now let's look and see what I am working on. So, oh, and then also, this made me think of this. So like that hat, I still have a lot of this Malabrigo Rios. I need to weigh it and see how much I have left. But what do you guys do with your scraps? I need to probably ball this up into a real ball because it was caked and clearly it's falling apart. So I might need to reball that. And then, you know, like I have other little pieces of leftover. This was actually Malabrigo Rios too. This was a sweater that I made for the baby. I think that I showed you this couple, maybe in the first podcast, I'm not sure, but I had made a little set for someone that is expecting in October. So I don't know. What do you guys do with all your little leftover balls? I've just kind of been collecting them and I don't know what to do with them. So the next thing I want to show is the progress I've made on Katie's garden sweater. So this is a pattern that I was, garden cardigan. It is from Ann Strick. I'll just put that up here. It's the garden cardigan, and you can see how the back is just kind of neat. And then all the eyelets going down. So that's where I'm at now. I am working on the eyelets. You do the back panel, and then you do a right panel and a left panel, and they connect like this. I haven't sewn in all my ends yet, obviously, but you do them and they make this really neat join back here. And this kind of sits behind your neck like that. So that little string just keeps wanting. So it'll sit like on her shoulders like this, and her shoulders will be here. And that little design element is in the back. And then you do your front panels, and then you join it in the round. So that's where these, so when this whole portion is done by itself on each side, and you don't join them until you get underneath the arms, and then you join it. And I have been doing it not in the round exactly because it is a cardigan. So I knit one side and then I purl the next, and then I knit and then I purl. But it has turned out really cute. She has tried it on and she really liked it. So this is where I was the last time we met, and I have done all of this, and then I think I even did one of the front panels since we met last time. So I should move this down so you guys can see, so we can see the progress for next time. So I'm just going to move this down now. So maybe next time I will be on the sleeves, or I'm really, I say that, but optimistically, if I shoot high, I'm going to be finished with this sweater. But it does, I don't know, it doesn't keep my interest enough to do a ton of it. I can do like an inch, or I don't know, maybe 10 rows, and then I'm ready to move on to something else. So you can see it's getting there. I probably have another 3 inches or so, because she kind of wants a longer cardigan. So I'm thinking I'll do another 3 inches or so on the bottom, and then start in on the sleeves. Luckily she is a petite girl, so the sleeves shouldn't be like sleeve island or anything, hopefully not. But I think it is really neat. It was kind of a difficult pattern to understand and to follow. Picking up that back, the explanations were just not something I could follow. So I needed some help, and I got it from the knitting place online, and that's out of New York, but I think that's right. And that's where I bought this yarn too, and I really like it. The yarn wrong bag. The yarn is Rowan Felted Tweed, and it comes in these 50-gram balls. And I have to say, there's something to be said for getting yarn that's already in a ball, because winding these babies is not always easy. It kind of hurts my shoulder, and you have to get out the yarn winder and the Swift and all of that, and ugh. But buying them like this, it's been kind of nice on some of the things. So this is Rowan Felted Tweed. I know some people don't like this yarn too much, from what I understand. It is 50% wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% viscose, which I don't know what that is. And the color that I'm using, I wonder if it tells me on here, or if it's just a number. Scree, S-C-R-E-E. Scree. So I'm not real sure what that means, but it's like a grayish blue, and you can see that it is kind of tweedy with the different colors in it, but it is knitting up very pretty. And from what I understand, it will swell when it's washed and blocked, which is fine. But it is beautiful just the way it is. It has a little bit of a halo. You can see there's some that are bigger than others. That one's sticking up there, but it's lovely. It's pretty yarn, and I actually have a sweater quantity that I purchased for myself as well, but I don't feel like I want to make this right away for myself, because it's been challenging, and I really want to go on to other things. But I am enjoying it when I sit down to do it. I just can't. I thought, okay, I'm just going to be monogamous, and I'm just going to knit on this until it's done, and I can't do it. It kills me. I've stopped even recently and started something else, and I'll show you here. Started something new yesterday. So that is one of the things that's on my needles, and I am working hard to try to get that off. So of my whips, that one's probably my priority whip, but it's still not. I'd like to give it to her for her birthday, which is in November. So there's that. And I'm using my Della Q bag for this one, and I love it. And then I have another Della Q bag that I also love, that I just started a couple things, and I haven't gotten very far at all on them. Well, maybe it's just one thing. I used the Wool of the Andes worsted weight yarn for Chris's sweater, the one that I just showed you, the finished object. And this is that burgundy cranberry garnet heather color. Well, I had some extra, so I'm going to make my dog a little dog sweater. So I have started that. I have not gotten very far. You can see it's just a whip, but it's fun, and I want them to match. So I'm kind of making it up. I found a dog's pattern that I like, but I'm going to take the cable from the old-fashioned pattern, Chris's pattern, and I'm going to put at least one cable down the back of the sweater. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I just need to figure that out and start it. So that was kind of exciting. Let's see. I'm using Yarnspiration's dog sweater as the inspiration. So this is what it's going to kind of look like. I'm not going to put a button on it, but I am going to put a cable down the back. So that's that one. And then I have I have not started this, but the Lemongrass by Joji Locatelli. This is an awful, my printer is not printing very well right now, that it needs more toner, but this is the sweater. Hopefully you guys have seen that before. You can look it up on Ravelry if you're really interested. It's a beautiful sweater that, it's kind of open on the sides. It's just kind of a pullover that's easy to wear. And I have my yarn picked out for that. And it's another Malabrigo yarn that I'm going to use for this. And it's beautiful, but I do not know the colorway now that I am looking at it. I had it in my stash. I have 2 more of those, so I have plenty of that little yarn. And I thought maybe I would put, I guess I don't even have a band to know what this is right now. So I don't know what yarn I'm using, but it is the Malabrigo yarn. And I did get some needles ready. I just I have not started it. So that is a sweater cast on for myself. I was kind of thinking I needed to wait to actually start it, to cast it on until I have finished Katie's. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Because like I said, I need something in between. It seems like I just get tired of knitting hers and have to move on to something else. So, that's that. And that's another question, I guess, too. Like, what do you guys do when you have, like, I have 3 balls of that yarn left over from Chris's project that didn't take as much yarn as the pattern said it would. So then what do you do with the leftovers? Especially like the indie dyed yarn where you're spending $30 or more a skein. It's hard to have leftover skeins, but you want to buy it all at the same time so it all matches when you're doing your sweater. It's, I just don't know how to handle that sometimes. So if you guys have any ideas or pointers or anything, I would really appreciate it. And I'd love to know what you guys do. I need a drink of my coffee. And this is a cute coffee mug that I'd gotten. It's so funny. Another knitting one. And oh, I should be able to tell you where it's from. I can't even read it, but I'm sorry. But it's one of my favorites. Okay, so let me see. What else do I have? The garden cardigan. The blanket of knowledge. I'll show you that in a second. The dog sweater. I guess I'll show you the blanket of knowledge now. Okay, so these are all done. I'm getting confused. What is this one? Oh, this is the garden cardigan. I need to put that with my yarn. I hopefully will get better at this, guys. I am sorry. And I also have to like bring everything upstairs when I'm doing this. The only project that I actually keep upstairs is my blanket of knowledge. And I work on this sometimes when I am working. If there's like a meeting or something that I can knit during, I will. And so this is, if you guys recall, this is called the Blanket of Knowledge. It is by Hot Springs Fiber. Oops. And every month there is a new pattern. So you can see this month had this pattern. This month had this pattern. I think I've only done 2 patterns. 1, 2, and I'm on my 3rd pattern. So, and it takes a year. Like you're supposed to, you get a new skein every year, and there's different. This is the this pattern. You pick a theme, and I picked the enchanted theme. And then with that, you make a commitment to every year or every month you're buying a new skein of yarn, and they send you a full skein of yarn and a little like this is probably a 20, I don't know, this is a mini that you use for the middle. So I will show you what I'm talking about. And I know that there are a lot of ends that I need to weave in, but this is what I'm talking about. So like I started it in March. So this is March, and then here's the little mini. This is April. Here's the little mini. And the pattern kind of dictates how much yarn you have. And for some reason, it didn't seem like, I mean, I'm using the DK version, but you can see I've finished them to little nubs of ball. Like I couldn't get another series of rows out of them. So this was the first month, this is the second month, but the months are clearly different widths on here. The second month, it seems like I got a lot more than the first month, but it doesn't matter. But because this is just going to be a throw blanket, and honestly, and I love this color, but I almost wish I would have picked, because the patterns are so intense, I almost wish I would have picked a one that like didn't have multicolored yarn. Like they would have just sent straight colors. And I do know that next month it is a straight color, so that will be helpful. But I think the last time I showed you this, I was on this month. So now, I mean, I'm not keeping it up by month because that was March, April, May. I still have June and July. And now it's August, and I still haven't, you know, finished this one. So I still have to do I think I have enough to do another series of this one, and then I need to do the black. So it's kind of cool. I like the concept, but I'm really not crazy. If I'm being honest, I'm not crazy about the yarn. I like the way it feels. Sometimes it does get a little bit, what's that called when you, when it like separates? I don't know what that's called, but like sometimes it's hard when you're picking up the stitch. You don't get the full stitch. You have to go back and pull up the whole stitch. So it doesn't, maybe it's not twisted as well as I might like. I love the black yarn. It is so soft and fun to work with, but I still have this much left of this month. So I think I'll have enough for another row. So who knows how long that's going to be then. It might be the longest one yet. So I don't, it's just inconsistent. And if I were to do it, I certainly wouldn't pick these colors, and especially not together. I mean, I don't know. I'm almost to the point that I really don't even like this section. I don't know. There's some colors in it, like I really like some of the turquoise colors, and I really like some of the purple colors, but just together it just looks like crumb. I'm not real happy with it. I mean, I like this one too. I like the colors in it, and I see how the orange kind of carries over to this one, and then some of the like the turquoise color carries over to this one, and I really like this yarn together. Like I wouldn't even minded maybe if it was all in here, but the patterns are so intricate that it's hard to see the pattern with all of the craziness in the colors. In real life, it's not as difficult. Hopefully, maybe if I folded it up, I mean, you can kind of see, I mean, but they are some really neat patterns. So it's a kind of a bummer that you can't see them very well. And it's different each month, so I don't know what the next pattern's going to be or what it's going to show. I mean, you can kind of see this pattern. That's kind of neat. This one, you can't even really tell there's a pattern in there. I mean, you can kind of see there's a cable. So I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know that I want to finish it because I want to be able to say I did it, and then what else would I do with this anyway? So I would like to finish it and have a little blanket at the end of the year. Well, the end of the 12 months. But I don't think it's something I would do again. If I did it again, I would just want to pick out my own colors and do it that way, because I'm not real pleased with the colors. And then I don't even know what I would do with them. I mean, like, I don't think I'd even use it. I wouldn't pick out that color, so I wouldn't use it for anything. So that's where I am with my blanket of knowledge. And I don't mean to poo-poo it, because it's a cool concept and a neat idea, and it is keeping me off the streets, and it's keeping me busy for what I'm doing. And I don't hate it. I'm just going, and it's just not pretty. So there's that. And then the last thing that I'm working on is, I started it last night, and I found this book thanks to somebody online, and I don't remember who, but I kind of think it may have been the Crafty Toads, but I'm not positive because I don't really see them doing this. But this is Charming Colorwork Socks, and it's by Charlotte Stone, or maybe it's Charlotte Stone. And there's just tons, I think 25 different patterns. But the one that I am working on, you guys may or may not know, but I have a daughter I have a daughter and a son and a granddaughter. But I call my daughter Chicken. I've called her that her whole life. When she was born, well, just because she's a little kid, but she was just a baby, and she was my very first baby. And oh, you know, I just stare at her. And her top lip kind of came down to a little point right here, like just a little peak. It was so beautiful. But it reminded me, and I love animals. Love animals. So this is a compliment of all compliments that she goes by an animal. But she looked like a little chicken because her little lip kind of reminded me of like a little chicken beak, just peeking. So ever since she was just a little baby, I called her Chicken. And she's my chick always. I mean, like, I will address cards to Chicken, and she's just my chick. But I saw these socks, and look, the bottom looks like an egg. Oh my goodness, I was going nuts. And so I thought, oh gosh, I'm not a big sock maker. I enjoy them, but I'm not a big sock maker. And I thought, oh, can I do this? Can I do this? And I thought, sure, I could do it. I'm going to order I was going to go on Ravelry and just order the pattern, but the pattern, I think you can buy it alone in Ravelry, if I remember. And it was like, I don't know, $5 or $6 or $7. And the book was like 20. So I thought, well, I could get all 25 patterns of socks that looked really cute for, you know, just, I mean, more, but for way less than buying $5 a pattern. So I thought, well, let me just go ahead and buy the book. So I did, and I'm really glad I did, because there are some really, really cute patterns in here, and maybe I'll show you here in a minute. But I went ahead and bought this, and she tells you what kind of yarn to use. And the yarn that she recommended, I couldn't find. It's Retrosaria Rosa. I don't know, I could not find it. But then she says that she would recommend a good substitute would be Knit Picks Stroll. And I thought, okay, well, let me go on to Knit Picks and see. And they had it. So I got the Knit Picks Stroll. So that's what I am using for these socks. And I have finished, like I said, I just started this last night. And look, I have chickens. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Now I still need to put their little beak in here, and I need to do a double stitch on the little wattle or whatever that thing is called. But you do that afterward. Now the beak you could have done while you were doing it, but I didn't want to just do one little thing of yellow up here. I did do the yellow for her little feet, but I will do that in a double stitch when I'm done. So what you do is you start with a 1mm needle, or size 1 needle, not 1mm, size 1 needle for the ribbing. And then when you get to the color work, you go up a half a size, so that then you are using a little bit bigger for the color work, and then you go back down. So right now I thought, well, why don't I, while this is still fresh, because I really would like to do 2 at a time socks, and I'm really not sure how to do that exactly. So I didn't really want to start that with color work using 4 different colors of color work, because I know you have to divide it all. And I thought, okay, I don't want to start doing 2-in-1s with this. So I did get a large 40-inch lace circular needle to do the 2 at one time socks. But I thought, I'm not going to do that with this. So I went ahead and just started it on the size 1. And then now what's on here is a size 1.5. And then you go back to the size 1. But I thought that before I did that, I should just start using the size 1 again, get to where I am on the color work, and switch the needles, so that while it's all still fresh in my head and I'm still in the mood and doing it, I can get kind of 2 socks done at the same time, but using 2 different needles, if that makes sense. And I bought 2 of the Stroll of my main color, the Sapphire Heather, so it made it easy to do, because I could use 2, and I'm using a very fancy project bag for this. It does not take fancy, guys. But I did, I got the red for her little wattle. This is called Poppy. And then the white for the chicken is just white, but it's all Stroll. And then this one, the yellow, for the yolk of the egg and the little feet, is called Treasure. That was the yellowiest yellow I could find, and it's kind of a golden, but I think it'll be fine for the yolk and obviously for the chick's feet. So that is what I am working on right now, and I think it's adorable. And I'm hoping to give these to her for her birthday too. I think they turned out super cute. I like that pattern. It's just so much fun. And I know she'll love it, since she is the chicken. So that is where I'm at with that. I'm trying to make sure I don't. And then as soon as I get finished with the color work, no, as soon as I start the color work on this one, I'll be able to change needles, and I'll put the smaller ones on this one, and then I can catch up after doing the color work on this one. I'm hopefully going to be able to do that here tonight and get finished. And I'm using my ChowGoo circular needle set So all of that is just staying in this big Ziploc bag right now, which is something that I'm trying to do with my projects. When I get yarn and I know that I want to do a certain project with it, I'm thinking I'm going to put it in a zippy so that I'll know this is what that's for, and here's the pattern and everything ready to go. Maybe not the needles, but everything else. So that is why that's in this zippy, and I just haven't switched it, and honestly it's fine right now. So that's this. And so those were a couple acquisitions too, with the needle and that book and that yarn. I also, while I was doing that, did do another sweater quantity of some other knit picks, but I didn't bring it up here. So I have another sweater quantity of gray just to make it cost effective with shipping. I'm going to put this over here because I just need to wind that into a ball and figure out what I'm going to do with it. So other acquisitions, I got on the Crafty Jackalope website and I bought 3 hats. This one is Magpie Darling heavyweight version, and it will look something like this. And you get the pattern and then you get the yarn. So I haven't opened this yet. This one is Galaxy by King Cole, and it has some, and it's really pretty. So this is a gray color, gunmetal, and it'll just make that hat. I think I hold it double. I'm not sure. I think this is a paid pattern, so I'm not going to share, but so that's that one. And it looks like I may have bought 2 of these. I don't even remember. But I'm thinking these might be cute Christmas presents. So that's where I was going with this in my head thinking. And I do like a good kit. I know that some people just don't like kits, but I personally enjoy them. This is the Magpie Darling Hat Plus. So this is the heavyweight version. And again, I did it in gunmetal, although that looks like 2 different colors. Yeah, there are 2 colors. This is Capri and this is gunmetal. So I don't know exactly. I don't know if it's 2 different hats, which it might be. Yes, okay, this is 2 hats. So I have one in Capri and one in gunmetal. Same pattern. They just stuffed it all in one bag. This one is the Magpie Darling Hat Plus. And this looks like it's just one. And here's the fun pom-pom for this one. And then it has this pretty goldy color. And you even have mohair and this gold shimmer. So this will be a pretty hat, and it's going to look something similar to this with the pom-pom. Isn't that cool? So that's cute. And then lastly, I have the slush hat, which is a very big brimmed, or a very chunky weight hat with some sparkle and a big pom-pom. So that's what we have here. So we have this big chunky weight yarn with some sparkle and the pom-pom. So that's really cute. I am excited about doing these. So this is just, I just, acquired these hats. I purchased these hats off of Crafty Jackalope. How cute is that? I think it's the Crafty Jackalope. So now that I'm seeing these again, I'm kind of getting excited about starting those hats. And then I also purchased some yarn from the Crafty Toads at toadhollowNJ.com. And they had this beautiful yarn. It is in the sweater toad, and it's chunky and just beautiful. And it is 100% superwash merino, and it's in the color Amore. But for AHA, for the American Heart Association, I believe. And they had a hat pattern that they used for this, I believe, as well. And I bought 2 skeins of this, thinking that I would use it for a neat cowl or even a shawl. I'm not sure. I just want something kind of to lay over. I wear a lot of black, especially in the wintertime, and I thought this would be really pretty as an accent color, and I love the color. The pink and the squish is just amazing, and this is pretty chunky. It's in their sweater toed, like I said, and I hadn't had that before, so I thought, well, let me try that. And this colorway is discontinued, so it was on sale. So I got this, I think it's normally 30, and I think I got it for 21. So it was a good deal. But the reason I even placed an order was because they had this yarn, which is gorgeous, and this is in the color Lanterns. It is part of their Disney collection, and it's from the movie Tangled. But this is Toad DK, 100% superwash merino. It is 100 grams. This is $30. It's 231 yards. But the purple and the gold, it's just so lovely. And my daughter, her college, she went to Taylor University here in Indiana, and their colors are purple and gold. So I thought it would be really neat to make her something, and I never see those colors together. So I thought it would be really cool to make her something that she could wear, and I'm probably gonna try, and I bought 5 of these just to make sure I had enough. I could maybe make a sweater. I could maybe make a nice shawl. I'll probably have her help me look sometime, and I'm not gonna have a set date. I'm not going to try to do it for Christmas or anything. I'm already making her those other 2 things. I probably need to make something for my son sometime. But it seems like girls are easier to knit for, just because, I mean, Alex doesn't really even wear sweaters, and he's so hard on his socks. So I don't know. It's hard to pick out something for him. But anyway, that's my own problem. But this is probably going to be in my stash for a little bit, but I do want to make something for her in this, and I think it's just beautiful. And I think she'll appreciate that it is her school colors. So I thought that was cool. So those are my acquisitions for this month. And yeah, I have a lot of work to do. Well, I shouldn't say that, but there's a likely probability that I've purchased more this month than I will use in a month. I could probably get out 3 hats in a month, but I don't know, 3 hats, a cowl and a shawl or a sweater. And then all the stuff I still have on the needles. So I need to not buy anything else for a little minute, because I'm acquiring more than I can use, and that's no good. And I already have a big stash, so I need to stop. That's my note to myself. But it is fun, and I do enjoy it, and I do use it, so I don't feel too bad. I'm gonna put that over there. But that is everything I think I have for this month. So I appreciate you guys watching. And like I said, if there's things that you guys would like to see, please let me know. And other than that, I guess happy knitting. I will talk to you soon. Bye.